In this video, you're going to see me pick up a girl in 1 minute without using any pickup techniques, without using any gimmicks, any tricks, without being manipulative, without being rude or impolite, just being genuine and using a very simple approach that anyone could do, that you could do, even if you've never talked to a girl in your life. Well, hopefully you've talked to girls, but hopefully even if you've never approached a girl that you didn't know and asked her out, even if you've never picked a girl up in your life, you can do this. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you footage of what it looks like, because just talking about it is one thing, but showing you what it actually looks like in real life with hidden camera footage is far more valuable. Most of the coaches out there don't do that because they don't actually know how to pick up girls. They just know how to make interesting videos. This is a different kind of video. This is a different kind of content that's for people who genuinely want to go out there and meet women and get dates and get real results. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button, because that's what I'm going to be giving you in the coming weeks and months. So I'm going to break this down. It's very simple. It's very basic. It's something anyone can do, but I'm going to explain exactly why I do what I do so you can have similar interactions in your own life.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
So I got her attention from a very good distance away. I said hello and waved at her when I was a good 10, 12 feet away from her. And this is a very common mistake guys make, especially when they're approaching girls during the day, is they get right up to her, right in her personal space, and they're like, hey, and she's very uncomfortable. She's shocked. She's startled. And that starts everything off on a bad note. So I'm making it very comfortable for her to start talking to me by giving her plenty of space, by smiling, by holding eye contact, and not just getting right into her bubble and freaking her out. This is something a lot of guys do. And I'm also saying hello before I say the opener. So I'm getting her attention. I'm getting her to listen to me before I start with whatever I'm actually trying to say. Because if you say, hey, I thought you were cute, she has no idea what's going on. And she's like, what? She didn't even hear what you were saying. She's just kind of confused. So it's always better to get a girl's attention before, just a hello, hey, whatever. Just get her attention before you say your actual opener and leave a pause between those two things.
Okay. I just thought you were really cute.
Oh,
I had to say
you.
hi.
Hi.
You look a little bit edgy, like an edgy version of Silver from 90210. If you've ever seen that.
No, I haven't actually.
You have like the exact same color eyes that she has.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
She's
A few things to notice here. One is, let me actually move it forward because it's blurry here.
she's not known for being super ugly or anything.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's 90210. They're all like.
Okay, so there's a few things to notice here. First, I'm the perfect distance away from her. I'm close enough that there is a little bit of tension. It's not something where I'm so far from her that she doesn't feel anything, that she doesn't feel my presence. She can feel my energy, but I'm not so close to her that she feels invaded or uncomfortable. And that's generally what you want to be looking for, is get as close to a girl as you can while she still feels comfortable. And as soon as you notice any discomfort, then move back. But this is a good example of about how far you want to be away from a girl on the initial approach, especially in a quiet environment. In a club, you might have to be closer. Secondly, what you're going to notice is that I'm very calm and nonchalant. I'm not like overly excited. I'm not trying really hard to impress her or to be like some exciting dancing monkey like, hey, what's up? I'm not doing that. I'm just, hey, what's up? I'm being relaxed, grounded, and that is what gives you masculine energy that women find very attractive. This is a very nonchalant, chill approach, and that's one of the best things you can do when it comes to approaching. I had a client who, he wasn't the most extroverted, he wasn't the most charismatic. We did a week-long program, and he actually pulled 5 girls in that week, including several that were really, really hot. Like, they looked like models. And he was a short guy. He was not particularly tall. He didn't have that advantage going for him. A normal looking guy, not a model looking guy himself, but he was very calm. He was just very relaxed, very chill. And that energy is something women are very attracted to, because trying hard, basically what most men do is they invade women's emotional space, not just physical space, but their emotional space. They make them feel this pressure, like I want something from you. And that pressure is it just makes you recoil. It makes the girl recoil. It's like what happens when a homeless guy asks you for change. It makes you want to pull away. They have this needy energy. And just being calm gives her the space to invest in you and to start chasing you. And this infield is a good example of what that looks like. Now, what I'm actually saying is basically it's one of the best types of openers, which is I'm free associating my opinion about her. Right, so I'm just coming up with things that she's reminding me of. She reminds me of Silver from the show 90210, who's very attractive, so it's a nice compliment. And she's also looks a little edgy with the leather jacket. So I'm just saying it. And sometimes you won't be able to come up with something off the top of your head that sounds kind of interesting or clever or provocative. But if that's the case, you can just say, hey, I thought you were cute, you looked interesting, whatever. But it's better to get more specific if you can, because it makes the approach more unique, it makes it more memorable, it has a stronger emotional impact. So that was a good specific line that, hits her on an emotional level, because it's a lot more interesting than just saying, hey, you're pretty. Hey, you remind me of this character, but the edgy version is just a little bit more interesting of a way to say that. But honestly, a lot of the time, if you have the right energy, just saying, look, I saw you, I thought you were attractive, and I had to say hi. A lot of the time, that's going to be plenty good enough, but this is something to work towards over time.
Annoyingly good looking?
Yeah.
There's good looking that's like, whatever, but then there's good like you feel it's aggressive in a way.
Yeah, like unrealistic.
So I'm basically implying that she's annoyingly good looking, because I'm saying the characters from 90210 are too good looking for it to be relatable, right? And that could easily be too much of a compliment, but I can sense by the dynamic, by the way that she's reacting, she's very attracted right from the beginning. She's very interested. And so I can get away with basically putting my feet on the gas more, as long as I'm not doing it in a way that comes across as like simping, as like putting, myself at a low level, like saying I'm a loser or something, right? Implying that I'm beneath her and I'm putting her on a pedestal. That I could go too far with that, but this is fine because I sense that if anything, she's a little nervous talking to me. If anything, she's the one who's a little nervous. There was just a little bit of fidgeting. Just her overall demeanor was that she was nervous, not in a bad way, but in an attracted kind of way. And so I can get away with building her up. This is something that as you get more experience, you kind of want to get a feel for. Some girls are going to see you as beneath them, and you have to make them feel like you're not beneath them. And that's where certain techniques or strategies can come in, or having a very strong frame can break that mentality. But many other women are going to be the opposite, where they actually are nervous talking to you. If anything, they're putting you on a pedestal, and then you want to build them up and make them feel worthy. You want to make them feel like you actually like them, like you're genuinely interested, and that you're not just like manipulating them or messing with them in some way. Some girls won't even believe you're really attracted to them if your game is too good, funny enough.
Yeah, you feel attacked, personal attack. Hey, anyway, Avery,
Nice to meet you.
Feel
Do
bad
you
for your
have,
phone.
Snapchat or something?
Yeah, I don't.
And there you go. She's actually closing me just from the open. And that's something that will happen very often if your sub-communications are on point. If you show good intent, your eye contact is strong, which you could tell right there. I'm not looking at her, but throughout the video, my eye contact was pretty strong. And your vocal tonality, like everything, the energy is good. It's confident. You have masculine polarity, then a lot of girls will actually be the ones closing you. They'll be asking for your number. Now, this isn't something you should rely on or expect. Be willing to be a closer, be willing to ask the girl out, but that's a sign that you're in the pocket, that you're doing something right, that your energy is good. And if that's not happening, if that's very rarely happening, that's a sign that you're coming across kind of like a car salesman, where you're trying to push to get their number and you're doing a little too much. And you need to be able to basically lay back a little bit and let the girl invest more.
You use Snapchat much? I have to go to class. I assume you have to go to class.
Yeah,
Funny thing is, I actually do use Snapchat, but my Snapchat's a pickup Snapchat. It's a bunch of pickup content, so I didn't want to share that with her because, that's not going to help my case.
Going home.
Would you like to get coffee sometime?
Yeah, sure, I'm down for that.
Something on my hat?
Sorry?
Something on my hat?
No.
You keep looking at it.
I look up, sorry. My friends always make fun of me.
That's
for doing
interesting.
That.
That's an example of just being in the moment paying off, observing what's happening as opposed to being in my head. So I notice she keeps looking up for some reason. Sometimes a girl might look down and you can have even more fun with that if she's looking down, like eyes up here. But she's looking up and I'm just calling her out on that. And it's not even insulting. It's not rude, but it has the same effect on her that a good tease would, where she's like kind of apologizing for it. Like, I don't know why I'm doing that. It's getting a very feminine response, even though it's nothing aggressive or mean or anything like that. It's just being in the moment and observant and using that to your advantage. And that's something very helpful. Now, another thing I want to note is I really shouldn't be going for the number here. Getting a quick number is fine. And getting a lot of quick numbers does add up for dates. But I assumed that she's going to class instead of finding out. What I should have done here is find out if she's available to do something right now. Maybe she has an hour free. Maybe she has 2 hours. Maybe, she can do something like come home with me in the next couple hours. That's entirely possible, and that does happen a lot. During the pandemic, there were no clubs, so I was always going out on the streets, malls, stuff like that, and I pulled a lot of girls home with me from the day. And this is like 2 years ago when I recorded this, and at that point, I was a little shy about going for the pool during the day, and that's something that I've learned is kind of a mistake. So there's a good chance that I could have pulled her here. There's a good chance I could have kept it going. At the very least, stayed in a good 10 minutes or so to get a solid number instead of leaving as soon as possible. Part of the reason is because I had a girlfriend while I was recording this, so I didn't actually have the intention of bringing her home or anything like that. I'm just making the video for tutorial purposes, just showing you what pickup looks like, showing people that. But if I were to do this now, that's what I would do differently. I would be finding out if she's available to do something right then and there. However, you could make the argument that going up to a bunch of different girls and doing short 1-2 minute interactions and getting the number, that does add up. If I did 20 of these approaches in an hour and a half, I'd get a good 10 numbers. And if I invited them all over to come to my place for a drink or a straight to the home date, at least one of them would probably agree. And so just an hour's of work is going to get you a pull that way as well. So there's kind of a matter of personal preference, but I think it's generally better to be going for the pull and finding out if that's possible, to have that mentality, because you'll be shocked at the crazy adventures that will take place when you do that. So looking back, I kind of see this as a mistake. I should have stayed in longer. I might have been nervous that I was being filmed. That does add pressure. I don't know exactly what was going through my head, but I would have stuck in this interaction longer if I did it today.
Where did that come from? Because some people look down, and that would be shame. Up.
No, I just look up. Everyone's my eyes are right here, and they always say it, but I just always up. My sister does the same thing, so I don't really know.
I'm trying to think of I'm a psychology major. I can't think of some bullshit made up reason.
I don't know. I've always done it, and my mom is always like, "Why do you guys do that?"
Another thing to notice is that I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm being playful. I'm not taking myself super seriously. I'm smiling, right? I'm picking her up because it's enjoyable to do so. It's autotelic. It's for its own sake. I'm not picking her up because I want to get an added number to my leg count so I can feel like I'm cool or something, right? I'm not doing it for some external goal-based reason. And this is what a lot of guys do. They don't get into the moment and focus on what's happening right then and there and do it for fun, do it for enjoyment. That's what women are attracted to. Women are attracted to good emotions, to a good vibe, to good energy, and to just being free-flowing, being playful. That's what they want, and that's the energy here. And that is a very attractive energy, and the opposite is very unattractive. Taking yourself extremely seriously and trying to impress her and making it this business contract, or very logical, very serious, that's just... Women don't care, right? They have no interest in that in a dating context. Unless you're going to offer them a job, they don't care. And you really want to think about your own interactions. Are you more like this, being playful and having fun? Or are you being very serious and kind of business oriented where she feels like she's about to sign a contract?
And we just always have looked up.
You and your sister both do it? Mm-hmm. Comes from Barney or something?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's so weird. That's so... Hey, it's not bad. It's better than looking down.
Yeah.
Because looking down sounds like, it's like, oh, I'm not very cool,
I don't really know why I do it. I just always have, so.
Can we just do numbers?
Yeah.
Here. And your name. What's your name? Don't look her up. That'll make you feel cocky.
I might look her up now, just in case.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right, cameraman is a little bit shy, which is fine. It is, by the way, and filming infield is kind of intimidating. One of the hardest parts of my job is getting someone who can handle the pressure of filming. It's not easy to find someone who can do that. But so overall, like looking at this approach, it was very simple. I said a few things that are mildly funny, mildly interesting, but it wasn't like I was being extremely witty or saying things that the average person wouldn't be able to think of. I'm not doing things that are unattainable. I'm just having a mildly interesting conversation, but the fundamentals are on point. The eye contact, I'm having fun, there's masculine polarity, and I'm showing strong intent. Now, looking back, I would also be making the interaction go a little longer. The ideal interaction in terms of like not getting a flaky number is about, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes. That's ideal. So if you can, find out if a girl has 10, 15 minutes to talk to you, and then take her to a bench, take her to coffee, take her to something, and just talk to her for a little bit. No, you don't need to have an hour, 2 hour long interaction because she probably has something to do, right? Find out, is she available to just hang out for a while? And if she is, then you go for the pull. If she's only available for like 30 minutes, then just have like a nice 10-minute, 15-minute interaction, make the number solid, make the connection solid, let her get to know who you are, and that will decrease the chances that a girl flakes. However, a lot of girls will actually meet you on a date from a 2-minute interaction like this, or actually it was more like 1 minute. I met this girl in New Orleans who was very attractive, a month ago, 2 months ago. It was a very short initial interaction. It was literally about 30 seconds, but we just had very, very strong sexual chemistry. And then we met up the next day, and we ended up hooking up a few times before I left. And it was literally just a 30-second interaction that was a lot like this one. I didn't say anything that interesting, but the vibe was right. There was the right energy where there was just that feeling of butterflies in her stomach. If you get her to feel that, she's going to think back to it and run that again and again in her head. It's going to be a memory that she keeps playing back. And if you accomplish that, then she's going to invest and be much more likely to see you again because you sparked a strong enough emotion that she's going to remember it. So that's very key to be aware of. Now, if you're serious about learning how to pick up women and you want some more in-depth content, because this is a good example of what a pickup should look like, but of course it's only a minute of footage. I have full pulls all the way from opening to bringing the girl home on my course God Mode, and you can get that by clicking the link below. It's the same kind of video as this, where I show the footage, I break it down, I explain why I did what I did, I explain what the lessons are to get from that, and how you can implement them in your own interactions. But it's 6 hours of it. It's 6 hours of actual pulls. It's, I believe, 6 complete pulls from opening to bringing the girl home. One is a threesome, one is a fitness model, another one is just a girl who's like an Instagram model looking girl who by society standards is a 9 or a 10. So it's all very attractive women, and it's complete interactions as opposed to a little snippet like this. This is about all I'm going to show on YouTube, but if you want the full interaction, to be completely honest, it's not exactly public platform friendly, right? It's a little risky to put that kind of thing into the public eye, so that's part of why I don't put it here, but you can get that on my course by clicking the link below. But with that said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button. If you don't hit the bell button, you won't be notified when I release new videos. And if you have an idea for an infield video that you want to see, maybe there's an opening line you want me to use, or a concept that you want me to demonstrate for you, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll make sure to try to film that video, as long as it's not something, really lame. But any interesting ideas, I'm going to go ahead and film those videos to show you whatever concept or opener, whatever it is that you want to see. So make sure to leave that in the comments section below.